to Fabulous Feasts. I'm Dr. Donald DeFabio. Fabulous Feasts is all about empowerment. It's about empowering you to make better food choices. It all goes back to what Hippocrates said, let medicine be thy food and let food be thy medicine. And you can make food choices that are going to help you regain your health if you've lost it, or maintain it if you still have it. That's right, it's all about foods that are essentially anti-inflammatory. We know that inflammation drives disease, and certain foods will suppress chronic low-grade inflammation and therefore will reduce your genetic expression for disease. What does that mean? It means itises and osises, gastritis, neuritis, arthritis, diverticulosis, atherosclerosis. Those are all inflammatory conditions. In fact, if you were to Google a disease and inflammation, I'll bet you'll find some research that correlates the two. So that's what Fabulous Feasts is all about, and I'm here to empower you to make good food choices. Today's show is going to be Cod Primavera, and we're going to pair that with a arugula and golden beet salad. It's all about vegetation. If you look at the table, look at all the colors. That's right. Standard Process coined the term the color of food. It's very, very important for your table to have color, your table to look vibrant. When you make a salad, it needs to have at least 3 colors. Why? Because carrots have carotenoids, and lettuce has chlorophyll, and red cabbage or radicchio will have other anthocyanidins. Just different antioxidant profile, which gives you nutrients which your body needs to function, and you need them all. You can't get away with, potato and steak. It's going to catch up with you when it comes to your health. So that's why it's so important to have lots of colors. What are we going to start with today? We're going to start with Cod Primavera, which is cod with lots of vegetables. So I'm going to turn my stove on, a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, couple tablespoons, and we're going to put the onions in first. It's going to be onions, zucchini, yellow, and red pepper. More color. Now, when you're making a dish with onions and garlics and with other vegetables, and you want to saute up the onions first for a couple of reasons. As you saute up the onions and they start to turn a little translucent, they start to release their flavor. At that point, if you're going to put garlic in, garlic doesn't take as long to cook. So if you put it in now, what's going to happen is the garlic will get super brown and it gets kind of bitter. Now, sometimes you want that bitter flavor. You want that bitterness of the heavily cooked garlic. But in this case, we don't. So you saute the onions in a little olive oil until they're translucent. Then you add the garlic. The other reasons you want to saute the onion first is when I add the zucchini and the peppers, it's going to help bring out the natural flavor of the zucchini and peppers because the oils and the flavor of the onion is already there. So it's really important to cook your vegetables in the right order. So this is cooking really well. I'm going to add just a pinch of salt. Why? It's going to help bring out some more of the flavor of the onions. And they're already starting to get cooked a little bit. We're going to go a little bit more. The garlic is just going to be 2 cloves. I'm just going to press them. I'm not going to chop them. Just press them to get out the oils. Then we're going to add the peppers because the peppers take a little bit longer than the zucchini. And we're not going to cook this all the way through. We don't want the peppers fully cooked, and we don't want the zucchini fully cooked, because we're going to pair this with our cod that's currently marinating with capers, white wine, and a little bit of olive oil. And then we're going to throw that under the broiler for just a couple of minutes. And yeah, it's a very tasty dish. All the flavor is going to come from the vegetables, because let's face it, cod is not a heavy fish. It's a light fish. It doesn't have much flavor of its own. So what you pair it with is very important. If you like things plain, and some people do, well then have it plain. But don't butter it. Don't deep fry it. Don't put it in a heavy sauce with low quality oils. Getting a little hot. I'm going to turn the fire down just a tad, because I don't want to caramelize the onions. Added my garlic. Again, a lot of times it's not the nutrient profile of the food you're cooking. It's what you're cooking it with, how you're cooking it. Now, we know certain things are not good choice. Look at those colors. Yeah, baby. There's our 3 colors. I'm done. I'm going home. That's all I needed. I got 3 colors. I don't need to do anything else today. But that is the way you need to think about your food, you know. My father used to say all the time, you eat with your eyes as well as your taste buds. Things need to look presentable. They need to look flavorful. They need to look like you want to eat it. It's inviting. And color does that as well. Now, cooking's intuitive to me, because I was brought up around the kitchen. I had to cook for myself at lunchtime. Or when I was younger, I cooked with my grandmother. That was like chopped. Growing up with my grandmother in the house was like chopped every day for lunch. We'd go in the refrigerator, open it up, and she'd go, okay, Donnie, what are we making today? It was great. So for me to look in my refrigerator and come up with recipes is kind of intuitive. See, now everything's starting to cook nicely. You're getting a good sheen from the oil that's flavored with the onions on the peppers. This is not going to cook much more. Let's add the zucchini. So that's my background. But, you know, guys, I'm going to add a little salt now to help bring out the flavor. And this isn't going to cook much, because it's going to go in the oven in a minute. I understand not everybody is like that. I understand that when I teach seminars to my colleagues, some docs are like, but how do you know that? Why do you know to check that? How come you look, you know, at somebody's shoulder for their lower back pain? Or how come you looked at their upper back because of their neck pain? Well, that's just the way my brain works. It's kind of like I have a lot of intuitive, well, this relates to that and that relates to that. So I get it. But some people are very much, okay, it's A, then it's B, and they need a programmed way of looking at things. And for those people, yeah, cookbook. Now, my cookbook hasn't come out yet, but get a cookbook. You know, we've talked about the standard process detox program. They have a great guide for their detox program, and it's a little cookbook. It gives you recipes. Chipotle salmon and salsa, chicken piccata, breakfast, apple quinoa breakfast bowl. So there's all sorts of mango shake. There's all sorts of great recipes if you need something. So, you know, in our office, when you buy a canister of the Detox Balance, the protein that I use for my breakfast every day, right? My protein, right? We've talked about this in the past. I take this every day for breakfast. When you buy one of those, I'll give you one of their mini cookbooks. I got news for you. If Standard Process is listening, I highly recommend you make some videos on how to cook for people, because some people it's not intuitive. they need that applicable information. They need someone to kind of show them. So sidebar. So again, standard process. If you're listening, that's my suggestion. So we don't want to cook this all the way through. Adding a little bit of salt while you're cooking it, I'll be honest with you, that's not my idea. I stole that from Mario Batali. Mario Batali was like, no, you got to salt everything when you put it in. You got to season it as you're cooking it so all the different flavors come out. Kind of makes sense. So wherever you are, Mario, there's a shout out for you. Not quite ready. The onions are done. Garlic's good. Peppers are about 50% done. The zucchini's still a little raw. It's got, when the zucchini all looks like that, and it's cooked on the inside and just a little, for lack of a better word, al dente on the outside, needs a little more salt. Then it's ready. For what? For the next step. Here is some dried oregano from my garden. You know, when my herbs are growing and I don't use them fast enough, I pick them, I bring them inside, and I dry them. And I don't know, maybe it's me, but I just think my dried herbs taste better than the ones you buy in the store. So I always don't have fresh herbs. So a little oregano, not much. What was that? Maybe a quarter of a teaspoon? Yeah, it's almost ready. So this is going to just cook a little bit more. Good. So as that cooks down, remember I mentioned the cod that this is going to go with has already been marinating. Just in a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of white wine and some capers. Not a lot, because it's got no flavor otherwise. So I'm going to take this, put it on the bottom, put this on the top, throw it in the broiler. 10 minutes, it'll be done. Boy, it's going to be money. Now, codfish, people talk about the cold water fish being beneficial for you. Cod, salmon, haddock, mackerel. A couple of things about those cold water fishes. Number one, they are high in omega-3 fatty acids, fish oils. So they are high in omega-3 fatty acids, fish oils, so that's good. Those are anti-inflammatory, like plankton, spirulina, chlorella, algae are all anti-inflammatory. Green leafy vegetables are anti-inflammatory. Grains are pro-inflammatory. Seed oils, corn oil, canola oil, soybean oil, pro-inflammatory. So stay away from those. This is done. This is done. Shut it off. Now, here's the next layer to that. Your brain, the nerves in your body are insulated in a layer of fat. Well, not technically fat, in phospholipids, in fatty acids, but fatty acids come from fat. So if you have better insulation around your nerves work better. When you have less inflammation in your body, there's less inflammation in your brain. What do you think Alzheimer's plaquing is? What do you think age-related mental decline is? It's related to low-grade inflammation. It's related to not getting enough oxygen into your brain, which means exercise. It's related to not having a good fatty acid profile, which means you have too much omega-6 fatty acids, grains, and cheap oils, deep fried stuff, peanut oil, soybean oil, canola oil, those things. Good oils, coconut oil, macadamia, avocado, olive, good oils. Fat's not bad. Bad fat is bad. So you want to have a healthier brain? Look at your diet, look at your exercise, and take chiropractic adjustments, because every time you take a chiropractic adjustment, it reboots your nervous system. It stimulates the nerves in your peripheral, in the spine, in your joints, whatever gets adjusted, your elbows, your feet, whatever, and that goes up to your brain, and it jumpstarts your brain. Now, what we do in our office is after you get your adjustment, we exercise you, we move you, we teach you how to get into sagittal plane alignment and put you on a vibration plate. So as you're rebooting your nervous system, you're rebooting your structural health. So you can stand here, you can walk here, you can move here, you can drive here, and you don't end up here. Because I got news for you, people. I see it in myself, I see it in my friends, I see it in my colleagues, associates. Gravity's not our friend. It's not. We all have a tendency to collapse on ourselves due to gravity. Could be a knee issue, could be a foot issue, could be a spine issue, could be a shoulder posture issue, could be anything. How do you fix that? Number one, reboot your nervous system. Get some adjustments. They've done research and they've shown that a chiropractic adjustment goes up into the brain. Heidi Havlick in New Zealand, check it out. She's doing some wild stuff on what happens when we stimulate the spine with a chiropractic adjustment. It goes into the brain and it creates new nerve pathways. It's called neuroplasticity. So we stimulate new nerve pathways, we get you how to move better, more efficiently, and then we retrain you how to do it in everyday life. That's money, people. That is your biggest investment in the 401k for your health that you can do. So I get them a little fired up sometimes. Now, we have our veggies here, and look at all those colors. It's great. We're going to do a bed. Just put a bed of veggies right in here. Now, you want to do a bed of the veggies because number one, they're partially cooked. And number two, the fish isn't. And number three, the fish isn't going to take long at all to cook. So we do a bed just like that. Now, you can eat this just by yourself. This could be a side dish if you're vegan or vegetarian. Come on, throw some mushrooms on that. How about you take this and get some portobello mushroom caps, put a little olive oil on them, throw them in the oven at 450 for 20 minutes, and then put this over your portobello mushroom caps. A whole nother recipe. I just might make it for you someday. Again, I don't want to just throw stuff at you, but that's just the way my brain works. I like pairing stuff, and that's the way my brain works in the office. We take things. Oh, today we're going to treat this. Today, last time we did this type of procedure. I think this procedure today is going to be better for you because your body's different today. So, and I get a little fired up. So when you come to the office, you'll see I get fired up because I love what I do and I love sharing it with you. So our marinated cod goes over the top. Now, could this be halibut? Could this be scrod? Any cold water, light fish. Not necessarily salmon with the capers, but I guess you could. Salmon's got a different, heavier flavor profile. Let's put it in the broiler. Way up top. High broil, baby. High broil. And let's hope I remember. Hey, look, there's only 10 minutes left in the show, so I can't forget about my fish. This can be removed. So, more color. Salad, I picked the green to be arugula. I like arugula, so that's my green. The next thing we're going to put it with is some beets. Now these are roasted. If you looked at one of my other shows, I have the vegetable salad where I used the raw golden beet. So you don't have to cook them. So we're just going to skin them. And when I roast them, as you can tell, I leave the skin on because I feel it's kind of like a potato, right? Cook it with the skin on and then just peel it. So we're going to peel it off, and this will be a nice flavoring. Now these are organic golden beets, so that means I can leave the skin on. I don't have to take it off, get a little extra fiber. Nothing wrong with it, but it doesn't enhance the flavor. Sometimes leaving the skin on, it does enhance the flavor with certain vegetables, but with this, not really. So we're going to cut it in half and then about 1/4 inch. And then again, so they're little cubes. One thing, I am very intuitive in the kitchen. I'm very concerned about how things look, but when it comes to getting all my pieces to be the exact same size and to be everything julienne perfectly, I didn't take that course at CIA, sorry. So the flavor's there, but it may not quite be as nice as what you're going to get at a professionally organized kitchen. So look at that. But we're still a little short on color, aren't we? It's only 2 colors. Let's see. We're going to add a little bit of, today I got red cabbage, all right? So just a little bit of red cabbage. Actually, should we do red cabbage or should we do a tomato? I'm going to do a tomato, or no, even better, mini cucumber. Mini cucumber. It'll have better texture. I think this'll match the texture nicely. Cut it in half, and again about the same size. Yeah, this will be good. Nice, fresh. You know, whenever you can, you do want to try to get organic. But I will say, I happened to pick up a couple of organic cucumbers about 2 weeks ago, and phenomenal. You could eat the skin. It didn't have that bitter flavor that cucumbers usually have in the skin, so it was really phenomenal. Some goat cheese on that. That's also why I like the baby cucumbers, because the skin is lighter, okay? And the dressing here, it's going to be a little different. It's going to be a honey, ginger, and apple cider vinegar with olive oil. All right, let's get that in there just a little, you know, something like my father would say, finish it, finish it. Don't leave that little bit of cheese, so finish it. Goat's milk has a slightly different profile, protein profile than cow's milk. So a lot of people find it more tolerable on their stomach. Goat's milk cheese, the same thing, a little more tolerable on the stomach. So check it out. Here's the dressing. Honey with apple cider vinegar. You have to make sure the honey dissolves in the apple cider vinegar first, okay? So you have to really give it a chance to dissolve. Then add some, I used just organic dried ginger, and then salt, pepper, and a little bit of olive oil. And that's it. Nice little salad. And if you want extra color, you can put in a tomato. All right? Because it is all about the color of food. I got to admit, Standard Process has got it right. The color of food's important. So once we do this, we're going to flip over and we're going to see how that halibut looks. I'm sorry, halibut, how my cod looks. And hopefully we'll be able to plate all this up and enjoy some healthy brain food. All right, and it's brain food because it's anti-inflammatory. It's brain food because it's high in nutrients. It's brain food because we're using good fats. All right, those are the things that are important. Antioxidants, good fats, foods that are going to suppress inflammation. Berries, one of the best choices for your brain. But you got to get exercise, got to get oxygen. If you don't have enough oxygen, nothing in your body is going to work right. Nothing. Let's see how the fish looks. Ooh, baby. One more minute on the fish. So I'm going to get a plate out, and then as soon as take the fish out, we'll plate it up, and we'll be good to go. Should be ready. Let's take a look. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Look at that. Nice. Shut that baby off. So there you have it. Cod Primavera. If you're the loin, of course, is the premium piece. So I'm going to save that for my wife. I'm going to go for the tail. Just cut it right there. I'm going to need another, get a spoon to scoop that baby up. Just like that. Woohoo, that's hot. All right. A little bit of fresh parsley would be nice. So there we have it, people. A little Cod Primavera, lots of colors, embracing the color of food. Our salad with arugula, golden beets. Can you use regular beets? Of course you can. Why did I choose golden beets? Because they're a little mellower. Remember we talked about how cod is mellow? Well, this is a mellow dish. So the regular beets are just going to be a little bit more intense. It's all about a spectrum of colors. It's all about anti-inflammatory foods. It's all about you empowering yourself to make better food choices, because what you eat is the fuel your body runs on. Do you want to run on high test? Do you want to run on premium? Do you want to run on crude oil? It's up to you. But the answer is your health is directly related to what you eat. I take supplements all the time. I take whole food supplements all the time. But if you don't eat food that's good for you, that's healthy, that's anti-inflammatory, supplements aren't going to make a difference. Sorry, guys. Interesting. Since the cod was marinated, I'm picking up the white wine a little bit. I didn't salt it, so I'm going to put a tad of salt on it. But when you get the veggies on the bottom with the cod on the top, that's perfect. That's your money punch. So, I'm Dr. Donald DeFabio. Using poor manners because I'm eating in front of you. But guess what? I cooked, so I get to eat. Hey, thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions, call me, shoot me a comment, send me an email. But, wow, that's great. Especially if you like light things. That's just fabulous. Have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the next show.